Good evening, Stevens Point. I'm Ryan Kreft.
And I'm Erica Carlson.
This week in SPTV News, an open forum on UWSP campus about the new Debot Dining Hours, Kobe's Memorial held on Monday, and an update on the Nevada Caucus.
All of this and more when we return.
In response to the feedback from students, SGA with Dining Services held an open forum for their people to voice their concerns. We go to Austin Lepak for more.
Monday was an important day for those keeping up with the Debot situation, as SGA teamed up with Dining Services to hold the Open Dining Forum so students could provide feedback on the recent changes. The Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Al Thompson, states how grateful he is to those that participated.
I was really proud of the students who wanted to discuss and verbalize their concerns and honestly ask to be partners and to work together and not simply you're bad and we're good or they're bad and we're good. I felt honestly that there was a sense of bridging any gaps we have between us to work on a solution together.
And finding a solution is something that will require some time and sacrifices. Already changes are in place for the swipe system next year, although staff is listening to the concerns of students, with them planning to add more items such as granola bars and healthy sandwich ingredients to the dog dollar list. So even if students feel like change isn't happening fast enough, Al asks for just some patience so that staff can figure out how to best serve students while also meeting their financial needs.
We're not ignoring you. We will take every comment and seriously look at it. Will everything get honored? Probably not, but at least we are looking at every comment and asking ourselves the question, like we just had this conversation. Never considered that. So that's what I'm after. If people can just be patient and continue to communicate back and forth with dining and themselves, and then and judge us at that point, come April, May, if we're not improving, that's different. That's different. Then judge us on what we're doing. If we're not making progress, that's a different story. I'm confident we will make progress. I'm confident we're already making progress. These are individuals who work very hard to have this dining operation be a UWSP dining operation, and they're proud of it. So I just can't imagine knowing them that they're looking the other way. They are working hard to make it better and to make it so good that you can't at all not think about how great they are. They believe in their product. So we're going to make it better.
And as they make it better, Dining hopes students continue to give feedback and participate so we can make it better together. For SPTV News, this has been Austin Lepak.
To find out more about how you can have your voice heard, visit the Dining Services section of the university website.
Refugees are an important topic in the global crisis. 1 in 110 people worldwide are currently a refugee, according to the United Nations. The UW Stevens Point Community Lecture Series through the College of Letters and Science is holding their next lecture on March 10th called Refugee Literature, Writing and Refugitude, given by Lauren Gantz. This is the 6th talk in an 8-part lecture series for 2019 and 2020 school year. The lecture is free and is open to the public and will be held at the Portage County Library in downtown Stevens Point. For more information on the series, check it out on the UWSP website.
Need a fun way to enjoy the snow? Well, a snowshoe hike will be offered at Tree Haven, a field station that is an education, resource, and conference center of the UW Stevens Point near Tomahawk. The Spring Forward Luminary Snowshoe Hike is happening March 7th at 7 p.m. right before daylight savings. There will be a half-a-mile lit trail for families to walk through. They can enjoy some hot cocoa and homemade treats by a fire. Registration is required by March 5th, and the cost is $5 with your own snowshoes and $10 rent shoes for ages over 10 on site. More information can be found by searching Tree Haven on the UWSP website.
Do you know a professor or faculty member that goes above and beyond? CASE needs your nominations for the University Leadership Mentor Award. George Saris reports.
Campus Activities and Student Engagement is looking for nominations for the University Leadership Mentor Award. This honor is awarded once per semester and is designed to recognize those who go above and beyond what is expected of them. I sat down with CASE coordinator Christopher Benny to learn more.
University Leadership Award mentor category, what we are looking for is advisors or just faculty or staff that have gone above and beyond what they're expected to do, helping students develop professionally as well as personally, and for advisors of student organizations too, who are doing stuff outside of their pay grade, and they're just helping students out with what they have to do on campus.
Nominations will be open until March 14th, and all students are eligible to submit a nomination.
Alright, so there's a spin form with the nomination link, and it's available on the campus links part of the spin homepage, so you could use that to nominate a mentor.
On May 5th, the winner will be announced and presented with their prize, an engraved gavel. If you'd like to attend, it will be at 7 p.m. May 5th in the Laird Room.
The nomination form can be found on the SPIN website, and questions can be directed at the CASE office.
Katherine Johnson, NASA mathematician and base for the movie Hidden Figures, passed away at 101 years old. Johnson died Monday the 24th, and the cause of her death is unknown. Johnson played a major part in assisting NASA with the space race in the 60s. She was able to provide many calculations and numbers that proved vital when sending astronauts to the moon. She worked at NASA for over 30 years, finally retiring in 1983. NASA announced her passing on their Twitter, and Administrator Jim Burdenstein called her an American hero in a following tweet. Katherine Johnson received many awards for her work before her death and even earned the Medal of Freedom in 2015.
The UW Stevens Point is currently in search of new deans to take over the College of Natural Resources and the College of Professional Studies. Christine Thomas, current CNR Dean, has held the position for the past 15 years, and nothing has been announced as to why Thomas will no longer continue her job as Dean. The College of Professional Studies Dean, Marty Loy, has held his position since 2010. Loy has also not given a reason to his leaving. Job ads were placed in the LinkedIn within the last month, and they're looking to fill the position before the 2021 academic year.
Earlier this week, there was a shooting at Molson Coors Brewery in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. According to USA Today, on Wednesday afternoon, a brewery employee was shot and killed 5 other employees on the brewery location before killing himself. The shooter was a 51-year-old male employee, and motive going after other employees, but no names, have been released. The brewing company has been in Miller Valley for 165 years. Milwaukee Mayor Tom Barrett said it was the saddest day for the brewery. Even President Trump gave the victims' families and all of Wisconsin his condolences before his press speech. No other information is available on the incident, but the brewery will be shut down for the rest of the week. That's all the stories we have for you tonight.
Coming up next, we have Alex Stroff with SPTV Sports. We'll be back right after the break.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in animals or just looking for a way to help preserve wildlife? Then the Wildlife Society might be just for you. As one of the largest organizations at UWSP, you will have your chance to help in projects that study and preserve animals, network with professionals, and meet like-minded people. Join us Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and join the Wildlife Society today.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Alex Stroh with SPTV Sports. Let's start at the national level today as the National Football League is in the midst of discussing and voting on a new collective bargaining agreement, or CBA, that will be implemented following the 2020 season. In the proposed CBA, the NFL preseason will be cut from 4 to 3 games, the regular season extended from 16 to 17, and each conference will add a 7th playoff team, eliminating the second seed's bye during Wild Card Weekend. The NFL Players Association voted on the proposed CBA Wednesday morning, passing 17 to 14. Aaron Rodgers, who is the Green Bay Packers player representative, voted no, citing player health and extra games as his main problems with the proposal, but notes there are things to work within it. We will keep you posted as this news continues to develop. Back to central Wisconsin now as locals mourn the death of Don Friday, who passed away last weekend at the age of 87. Friday was the sports editor of the Stevens Point Journal for an unmatched 50 years, shining a light on Division III athletics and especially and mainly the Stevens Point Pointers. Friday was elected to the UW Stevens Point Athletic Hall of Fame in 1991, and the press box at Gerke Field was dedicated in his name. Our thoughts and love go out to Friday's loved ones. Moving on now, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point Athletic Department has welcomed their new Associate Athletic Director to campus over the last week and a half. The kicker, though, is Stevens Point didn't just hire anybody. They welcomed Megan Wilson, who's no stranger to winning.
You know, as soon as the offer was made, I knew right away what my answer was. Like, it was just one of those times where you just go with your gut. And, you know, yes, it presents a bunch of challenges because right now I'm here in Stevens Point. My family's still back in Lancaster, but like it's just one of those things that you know, right?
Wilson accepted the job earlier this month, which was announced by UW Stevens Point Athletic Director Brad Duckworth.
She's a winner, you know, and had been a head coach, been D3, been a compliance officer. She's hit the ground running fast and phenomenal. It's phenomenal to have her home, and the student athletes and their coaches already feel her impact.
Wilson was a member of the 2001-2002 national champion basketball team at Stevens Point. More recently, she was a 10-year basketball coach and associate athletic director at UW Platteville. With the opportunity to come home on the table, Wilson couldn't walk away.
You know, I knew that I needed to do what was best for my family, and that was coming to a better environment, getting into a place where I felt valued, where I could help the department move forward. And so, you know, on a long shot, I applied, did the phone interview, came up here on campus, and right away, when you're just interacting with the athletic department staff, like you knew it was different. You knew that it was a good culture. Clearly, we do a great job on the field, on the court, on the mats here, in the pool, but I'm really excited about doing those things off the court, off the mat, off the field, and helping our student athletes have a great experience.
As Wilson gets comfortable in her new position, she awaits the arrival of her husband, Josh, and their 3 children back to central Wisconsin. The Wilsons' youngest child, Palmer, just finished 71 weeks of chemotherapy in a battle against stage 3 childhood cancer. Good news all around this time of year for the Wilson family. That's all we have for for you in sports this week. Up next is Kenna Rentmeester with SPTV Entertainment. I'm Sporticus, Alex Strofe with SPTV Sports.
Media Studies is a program for people who love to tell stories, whether that be in written form, visual, or audio.
Media Studies is exciting because it's always fresh, it's always new.
Media is at the center of everything we do. More and more people are asked to engage with media and use media. Our program really provides students with skills and techniques to be better prepared for that in the future.
We offer courses in media production, both video and audio, nonfiction and fiction, music production, journalism, film studies.
Media Studies is a great way to get hands-on experience in the field that you're looking to do. They teach you the basic concept behind everything, and then they tell you to go do it.
We really pride ourselves on thinking of a wide set of opportunities that we can give our students.
The student organizations are a great asset. We have SPTV, the student television organization, 90 FM, the radio, and The Pointer, our student-run newspaper.
It's a great way for students to get involved learn skills that they need for class, and meet new people.
Some great facilities where our students can hone their skills.
There's a giant studio in the center of the comm building. I've had quite a few classes in there.
A lot of our classes are very hands-on, they're very interpersonal.
You're getting the skills that will allow you to create your future, and I think that's what makes it a truly amazing experience for students.
There's an incredible range of options for graduates. We've had students go out and become independent contractors, work for radio stations, newspapers, with TV stations.
Everyone is different and they have their own unique style. In all the classes and all the student organizations you get involved in, you have a lot of flexibility to really create your own work and do it in a way that means something to you.
We're excited to see what students are making and what they want to make, and how we can help students get from where they are to where they want to be.
I'm in a video production class that's teaching me how to film documentaries. I'm also in a screenwriting class and I get to learn how to write movies. So I'm doing all these different cool things and I love it every day.
Quiet on set.
We'll be back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take Ben.
Live at SPTV, mic check, audio check, news director's adjusting the sound, teleprompter running smoothly. Floor director, alert! Cameras are rolling, bring in the talent. Where's the makeup artist? Anchors ready for the news. Are you ready to join SPTV? That's a wrap, lights out.
Welcome back, Pointers. The UW-Stevens Point Campus Orchestra and Campus Band are coming together to perform a variety of music in a combined concert, which is happening on March 2nd. Some songs the orchestra will perform include Heart of Fire by Lauren Bernofsky and 3 Susato dances by Teoman Susato. They are under the direction of Anna Cromwell, assistant professor of violin and viola. The band will perform Kronos by Robert Smith, Blue and Green Music, and Navolino by Samuel Hazo. They are under the direction of Patrick Lawrence, Associate Professor of Low Brass and Instrumental Music Education. The concert will be held in the Mickelson Theater of the Noel Fine Arts Center. Tickets are available now at the DUC Tickets and Information Desks, and they are $15 for adults, $10 for youth and students with their ID, and free the day of the concert if they're not sold out already. The annual Battle of the Bands contest takes place every fall, with the winner having their own show in the spring semester. Wisco Disco was the winner of this year's contest and will be performing on March 6th to celebrate their win. The contestants are made up of student bands around the Stevens Point area. For more information on the winning band and the event, check out the Case Spin page. The world is still mourning the tragic loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter after passing in a helicopter crash in late January. On Monday, there was a public memorial held at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Roughly 80,000 people wanted to attend the ceremony, but only 20,000 people were able to due to tickets. Many gathered inside and outside the arena to celebrate the life of Kobe and his daughter Gianna. There was more than 30,000 roses placed around the center stage to tribute Bryant's 33,643 career points. Wife of Kobe and now widow, Vanessa Bryant, filed a wrongful death suit with Island Express helicopters. The helicopter Kobe, Gianna, and many others families were flying in that day. Disney management is going through a new change as well. They will have a new CEO in 2021. The announcement came on Monday, saying that the current CEO, Bob Iger, has decided to step down. Iger has been holding the position since 2005. Iger wants to have some more freedom to express his creativity on Disney since he hasn't had the privilege to do in a CPO position. Disney recently entered into a new partnership with Fox Entertainment Business last year and was worth over $52 billion when it was announced. 2019 was a big year for Disney, not only with this partnership, but Disney also rolled out their new streaming service, Disney+, which is a favorite here at SPTV. The streaming service brought in $13 million from the box offices, and Bob Chapek, the chairman of Disney Parks and Experiences, will take over as CEO. However, Iger will be CEO through December 2021. UWSP will be having an international renowned composer as a featured guest at the UWSP Symphonic Wind Ensemble and Wind Symphony Concert. David Gillingham is a professor emeritus at Central Michigan University and is known for his work with concert bands and percussion ensembles. Gillingham will work with both ensembles prior to the concert. Both ensembles are directed by assistant professor and director of bands, Michael Butler. The Symphonic Wind Ensemble will be able to perform a few of Gillingham's songs during the night as well. The concert will be in Mickelson Hall on March 6th, starting at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 for the public and $10 for youth, and students with their ID, of course, and free the day of the concert if they're not already gone. These tickets and more on the show can be found at the DUC Information and Tickets Desk. And that's all the entertainment stories we have for you this week. Coming up next is my Pointer pal, George Saris, with Pointer Politics. I'm McKenna Retmeister with SPTV Entertainment.
Be a part of something super Greek at UWSP. There are 9 chapters and colonies on campus: Phi Sigma Phi, Gamma Phi Delta, Theta Xi, Sigma Delta Rho, Sigma Tau Gamma, Delta Phi Epsilon, Tau Kappa Epsilon, Phi Mu Alpha Sinfonia, and Phi Omega. Greek life at UWSP is a great way to build your personal support system and resume. With Greek life at UWSP, you won't just be a member, but a happy friend to the chapters and colonies for life. See what opportunities Greek life could offer you.
Great opportunity to promote leadership, a great way to get connections, and also to build bonds between different groups.
You get the opportunity to grow yourself as a leader and as a person, both through your organization and connections through Inter-Greek Council and other avenues like that.
Greek life isn't what you see in the movies. I recommend checking out one of the recruitment events for the organizations and just seeing maybe you belong there.
Tobacco use is the largest preventable cause of death
and disease in the United States.
Cigarette smoke kills more than
480,000 Americans
each year.
41,000 of these deaths
are from exposure
to secondhand smoke.
Smoking harms nearly
every organ in the body.
Every day,
more than
3,800 kids
under the age of 18
smoke their first cigarette. More than 16 million Americans
live with a smoking-related disease.
On average,
smokers die 10 years younger
than non-smokers.
Smoking causes
cancer,
heart disease,
strokes, lung diseases,
diabetes,
and chronic bronchitis.
Good evening, Pointers. Starting off with some state news. Republican leaders in Wisconsin proposed a budget to cut taxes and lower debt that did not include any extra subsidies for schools. Governor Tony Evers requested that Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald include a boost for schools in the budget, but because this was not included, Evers vetoed it. Evers initially backed a different proposed budget that included a higher public school budget and hoped Republicans would compromise and include it in their new budget as well. Evers is looking to meet with Republican leaders in the next few weeks to sort out a new plan. In national news, Bernie Sanders pulls ahead in the primaries after taking a strong lead in the Nevada Caucus last week, and his team gained votes from people of color, which was a huge problem for him in the 2016 race. CNN's Ryan Nobles has more on the story.
This time, Senator Bernie Sanders is taking a different approach. After he struggled to win broad support from voters of color in his primary battle with Hillary Clinton 4 years ago.
How is your campaign different in 2016 than it is now in reaching out to those communities?
Good question. We're much more diverse. I mean, that's the simple answer. I can't tell you exactly, but we have hundreds of Latinos and African Americans on our staff right now, reaching out into the Latino and African American community.
That concerted effort already yielding results.
My God, there are a lot of people here tonight.
The minority vote in Nevada helped fuel his blowout win in the caucuses there. Still, entrance polls showed Sanders trailing Joe Biden by 10 points among black voters. While here in South Carolina, even skeptical black leaders like the Reverend Joseph Darby, a longtime ally of Biden, have noticed a change.
He's done a splendid job of outreach to the African American community this time. Whoever is advising him kind of pointed him in the right direction.
In 2016, Sanders lost South Carolina to Clinton by nearly 50 points, getting trounced among black voters by more than 70 points. With the primary now just 4 days away, the latest polls show Sanders in striking distance of the former vice president. And some voters who may not have considered him in 2016 are keeping an open mind this time around.
I like that he's honest and he's truthful about a lot of his topics that he speaks about.
Sanders is investing time, meeting with black leaders, addressing issues of specific concerns to the African American community, and sharing his own story of participating in the civil rights movement.
So he marched with MLK, he decided he's going to run and he's going to have a people power campaign.
Sanders has also surrounded himself with prominent black leaders and activists, and even celebrities such as hip-hop star Killer Mike and actor Ray Fisher, who spent Monday stumping for Sanders in South Carolina.
What our mission is to do is to make people aware as to what Senator Sanders actually stands for and to show people that he has their best interests at heart.
And while Sanders has made gains, black leaders like Congresswoman Marcia Fudge, a former chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, say there is still more work to do.
You know, black people, we believe we're pretty conservative. We're pretty moderate people. And so all in all, we're looking for someone who we think is kind of more center-left than far-left.
Sanders is hoping to win in the upcoming primaries in South Carolina this Saturday and the other 15 primaries happening next week. Despite President Trump's welcoming two-day visit to India, he's still unwilling to open trade. Karen Kaifa has more on that story.
Before departing India, President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump attending a state banquet at the presidential palace in New Delhi. One more show of pomp and pageantry on a trip that packed a lot into 36 hours.
This was a tremendous learning experience and something very special.
The itinerary led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi included a massive stadium rally on Monday, showing the strength of the relationship between the two leaders. But the trip failed to yield the breakthrough in trade talks that many hoped, although President Trump touted progress.
Our teams have made tremendous progress on a comprehensive trade agreement, and I'm optimistic we can reach a deal.
Trump has complained about high tariffs placed on American goods by India, the world's fifth largest economy. Modi and Trump share a protectionist approach to trade and a nationalist bent to their policy that has prompted criticism of both, that they are unfair to Muslims in their countries. In New Delhi Monday, deadly clashes erupted over a new Indian citizenship law that favors non-Muslims. President Trump sidestepped specific questions about the law.
I want to leave that to India, and hopefully they're going to make the right decision.
President Trump did depart with an agreement for India to purchase $3 billion in American military equipment. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
While a small deal was reached between India and the United States, the two countries still do not have a full trade deal. That's all the political news we have for you this week. Now back to Ryan and Erica. I'm George Saris with SPTV Politics.
Thanks, George. That's all we have for you this week in SPTV News.
We will not have a broadcast next week as SPTV heads to the Wisconsin Broadcasting Awards. But until next time, have a good evening.